Hello, everybody. Salty Walty is back. I want to apologize for starting late. I've just been really busy, so I just got home just a few minutes ago. So, yeah, let's do the patrons before I forget. We got Brandon Markey, Azrael, Dragon Spartan, 90 Gun Nuggers, Jeff Dunn, Clav, Maverick, Momoka, Peter Strike, Oni Savage, Pseudo Souls, Elimos, Steel Talon, Minty Robo, Mysteries Mercenary, Will Stab, Telemeus, Phantom OC, Viscarian, Zenit Ghost, Michael, Bryson, Wolflord, Banebeard, Crusader Raven, Zerna Dragon, Gutter, Lyoko Coco, Zenit Shadow, NJ Bean, Streeter, Rand Hero, Destroyer, Sean, Living Deadward, David, and Sopla Aki, and Crystal's throwing shit in the kitchen.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, that's Crystal dropping shit in the kitchen. But, yeah, so, gonna be a bit of a shorter stream, and that's entirely my fault.
Look at the freezer, you genius.
Busy. And I don't know where my frickin' phone's at, so I can't look at chat.
I can look at chat.
Oh no.
There's not much going on right now, but I can look at it.
I've told you 3 or 4 times.
Dang, Claudio says, "Oh brother, this guy stinks."
No, I just took a shower, so I don't stink. Haha. In your face.
Nah, you don't get the SpongeBob meme, do you?
Oh no, I do. That's just an old ass meme
Okay.
that's stale and no one cares about it. Alright.
Damn.
Got my phone.
Holiday Youngblood says, "Hi all,"
So,
and CWD Trixie says, "Glad the Rezel made the GBO too. Yeah, let's get the other 6 now." Because there's the Commander, then the Commander A and B pack versions. And that, technically there would be the Rezel A and B pack versions, and then there's the General Rebel versions of both of those. So, there's a lot.
Oh yeah.
I may even be forgetting a Rezel. I'll have to look real quick.
Hello.
Alright. The Rezel shows up in F90 fastest formula? That's weird.
It is weird.
So I didn't know G-Savior actually took part in the UC era.
Yeah, it's like UC 223.
Yeah.
Don't know how I feel about that.
How do you feel that Crossbone Gundam Dust is kind of setting up G-Savior?
Oh, is it really?
A little bit.
Yeah.
There's they're in the warring states period because, you know, you gotta have a neoclassical version of that, but in space.
Oh, of course.
And then
time
after the
in
warring
space.
states period,
It
the
never fails.
consent.
It never fails.
What'd you do?
I'm on the wrong fucking mic.
Where'd it go?
Dang.
There we go. That should be better. Thank you,
Yeah, the
Heavy.
Rezel Defensor B unit is the one with the 2 like high output beam rifles on its back. And there's a general. So the commander gets the A variant. Okay, so I was actually saying there was more than what there was, but still, there's like a good 5 Rezels you could add still. Good 5.
But yeah, I just need to wait for 600 room to be up so I can try my Rezel on ground. Like it's fun. It does a lot of damage. I find it
Yes.
weird that the bayonet can only be swung once, but then if it did swing twice, it would really push the standard Zeta Gundam down the pole even further.
So here's the problem. We know the defensor units will at least come in at 650, but the commander's not that much of an improvement. It'll still probably be at 600 and just be a better Zeta.
Yeah.
Now, once you get like the defensor units, you get like they could have the Rezel B defensor be the support type with like 2 heavy cannons, and then the defensor A type commander with its missile launchers and hyper beam sabers could be the raid. And then you have the General Rebel versions where you can make tweaks to them and like swap their attributes if you wanted.
I'm looking. If this Rezel is as fun as it is, I can't wait for other variants of it to be added.
Claudio says Rezel Commander type Defensor A, Defensor B, and then the General Rebel versions of the Defensor A and Defensor B. Like I said, you can do some tweaks to those. And then you can have that Rezel that dual wields the Jag and beam rifles be its own thing, and it won't have a shield. So you could have that.
That man out here fucking being a Chad, dual wielding.
That one should probably be a clan suit or a giveaway suit. Just have it be like a raid or something, and it just. I think it might even be like a tongue-in-cheek reference to the Metheuss. The more I think about it, with the Metheuss's 2 beam pistols.
Oh, great. An even better Metheuss.
They do have a similar body type with the
It's literally a Metheuss.
the
it's-
overextension head.
Yeah, it's literally just a better Metheuss with some Zeta stuff. It's even got the shoulder cameras the Metheuss has.
I kind of wish we could
Very
change the
awkward.
color of the visors, though. I don't really care for that red.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't done that yet, to be honest. You change the Zaku eye color as well if you wanted to like
Yeah,
a
you
blue
can change.
or whatever.
I think you can change the Hyaku Shiki, the normal Shiki's eyes, can't you? Like they glow red at first, but then you have the whatever color you choose.
I don't know.
They might just be black. I can look. I swear you can change it. Like they only flash when you power the suit on, or like when you get up from getting back in it. But I think you can change them. I can look.
Rob,
Yeah, I'd like to get the Defensor A type.
If you ever, have a chance to go on vacation, you always can come down and spend the night with my house.
Oh, vacation would be nice.
No
but
game sounds. That's weird.
That's what I just
Oh.
said. Wait,
Huh.
Yeah, no machine. I don't hear the machine gun.
That's weird. Let me figure this out. Oh, I'm fat. Oof, cat. Let's see. Video capture device. That's where it needs to be.
in response to Emperor Champion, I would kind of like it to just be a balance type as well, the commander type. Because they could give it like a Jagan beam rifle as a sub, and it would still be fine. It's got the grenade launcher. No, it still runs the regular Rizel beam rifle as well.
Huh.
It just also has the mega beam launcher.
Everything's working as it should, so I'm not understanding why I'm not getting any game audio. It could be just my PS3.
Could just be the game not
Yeah,
wanting to
could-
function.
Yeah, it could also be the
Yeah.
game, because this has actually happened to me before.
It has also totally been not optimized. You're about to break your legs. Oh my goodness. Oh, you saved it. Good job.
Oh, look at that, Gunping 2s.
Yeah. But yeah, this game has massive audio problems. Can Zeta Plus A1 use the Rizel beam rifle? I don't know. Can it?
No, it only uses its standard rifle.
Well, that's not even its standard rifle.
It's the
To be
Shiki's
fair.
rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking yoink.
It would make sense because it kind of looks like the Zeta Plus rifle, but it's not quite. About the same gray area as the Shiki's rifle would be.
Ground type out here breaking its fucking arm trying to shoot me.
It really did.
Loud cracking noises in the basement.
So what you been up to, Rob?
What have I been up to?
Boy,
Yeah, that's just it's,
howdy.
Just the normal household stuff for the most part. Nothing particularly exciting, but things are going relatively well, I think. So
That's good. I just-
By the way, never mind. I'm dumb about the Shiki's visor. It's just black by default, and then it only has its red eyes on occasionally.
yeah.
Swear I've seen them be a different color than red, but
Guess again. No, you may have.
Good shot, plane.
Yeah, a little disappointed I didn't get the Rizel and the half off, but it is what it is.
To be fair, my two half offs were kind of dog shit, because the first one, I got the Rigazi custom like 5 fucking times, the level 2. Like, oh boy, that I would have cared. I would have liked that a lot more if it wasn't like increased hanger, because the first drop on it maxed it, but then I dropped it another 5 times, and I get the level 1 Rigazee custom 2 times on my second half off. I'm like, oh boy. It's
Yeah, I know I got 2 level 3 beam smart guns in one of my drops. Literally the same drop twice in a row.
ooh.
Yeah,
fun.
I got you beat on that. I got the Gaz L Lance 6 times out of 10
Wow.
on all of its levels. Yeah, I like literally got the same weapon. It went like level 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I was like, oh, okay.
Hmm.
Fair, I
It's
suppose.
telling you something. It wants you to use the gas.
I don't even enjoy that. So if it was the Grow, I'd care, but
I think
it's super not.
I think I maybe got a new level of something, or maybe a new weapon or two on my North American account. On the Japanese account, I did get the level 2 Kyakushiki Kai, so
You're
I
gonna have
haven't
to,
tried it yet because there were no 650 queues up when I got it. So
yeah, you're gonna have to tell me how that rolls, because I've kind of been wanting to play that one. It looks fun.
yeah, I've been
Tommy
curious.
Lee
about it
makes
myself.
a good point. The Unicorn version of the Zeta Plus A1 does use the Rezell beam rifle.
It also gets shit stomped within the first 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't talk about the quality of the pilots around what used to be the Augusta lab or Oakland lab. I can't remember which lab it was. Yeah, super. Oh, you had a fat guy eating a chocolate bar when he's supposed to be on guard duty. He has like a whole bag of snacks there. Like they are not good at what they do. The Gustav Karl should, in all intents and purposes, just slap around a Jester like it's nothing, but super doesn't.
I can't wait until we get the Gustav Karl, because I want to see how it works in game.
It's just gonna be the Jagan with more missile launchers and about 1/3 bigger.
I'm fine with this.
Big Jagan.
What was I gonna say? And there's so many versions of the Gustav Karl, I'm not entirely happy with it at this point, because it was just like, hey, it's the Gustav Karl. Now it's the Unicorn Gustav Karl, the narrative Gustav Karl, the Hathaway's FOO Gustav Karl, which is almost a completely different design.
Trixie is like, the Gustav Karl is among the least respected MS I've seen in years. Yeah,
Which, to be fair, in Hathaway's, it's a massive fucking failure. Like, you don't go back to the mobile suit you're supposed to replace if things work out good. So by F91, they're all still using Jagans. There's not like an upgraded Gustav Karl. Well, I mean, there is in the Hathaway's now with the FOO, but yeah, the Unicorn Gustav Karl is more like an Easter egg. And it's like, oh, hey, cool, it's Gustav Karl. The narrative one gets shit on super hard by DJs. Which, yeah, DJs are cool, limited production, like cool. I'm going to say like 10 years after they were used, or almost 10 years after they rolled out, they wouldn't be hanging with them too well.
Oh, I see what's going on with the FOO one. If that's what I'm looking at on the wiki, it's kind of like the midpoint between the current version and the one from the novelization.
Yeah, it's like it was just like their nod to the novel version, which apparently in the Hathaway's novel or Hathaway's manga right now they just use the novel version, which is super disorienting.
I can imagine.
It's very weird. The Gustav 00 looks okay. It loses a lot of the chunk, which is kind of the point of having a Gustav Karl to me.
Yeah.
But
did it only ever use the Jagan rifle as its main weapon?
no, I think originally it had its own gun.
Really?
Yeah, I want to say originally it had its own beam. I'd have to find the SD Gundam. Here it is. No, it's using a Jagan rifle, but it's bigger. It's a bigger Jagan rifle. It's like the size of the calf on the mobile suit instead of just being like this little tiny thing in its hand.
It has a different gun in narrative from what I'm seeing on the wiki page here.
I believe it does. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a short beam machine gun looking thing. Is what they're describing
Or-
it as.
Yeah, it's what the local. It's what the local type defender Jagan Type D was using too. I think it's a solid firing gun.
Yeah,
Okay.
wasn't it like a modified 90mm bullpup?
Yeah, I think it's a short machine gun for some reason.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Man, that stupid Jagan from Narrative. That was stupid. Where they just gave it a big round head. I hate that Jagan. I don't know. It's terrible. It shows up for like one scene, gets shit on, and it's done. Speaking about that scene in Narrative, the manga handles it a lot differently because a Delta Plus shows up. And it's after they take care of the local guards, and I never see how that fight pans out. I imagine they win, which is funny. Another Delta Plus shows up out of nowhere, or possibly Riddy's Delta Plus repaired.
Fucking ready. What a piece of shit.
Yeah, the Dragon Type D ECS escort type with its big stupid head, wearing a fucking football helmet.
Bro,
Hate
the
it.
striker comes out of nowhere and just beat my ass.
I mean, it is a striker. I wonder where we're gonna get the Angsha in GBO. That one's probably gonna be pretty good.
Yeah.
That's the upgraded Ashmar, right?
Yeah, the Jagan Ashamar thing.
Yeah, which should work in space, I think.
What?
I believe so. Yeah, the FOO Gustav Karl is interesting. Still kind of uses the Jagan's beam rifle, but it's whatever. Also gets a bazooka.
Alright. Goof Custom not buffed enough for this.
It's just not chunky. It's more streamlined, and I can appreciate it, but does it still have the arm? It still has the arm rocket launcher, so I guess that's fine. I guess it's fine.
Did you see that really cool looking Galuss I posted in GBO chat?
Yeah, I
With
did.
the lance.
Yeah, that thing is cool.
I thought you meant the other Gallus, the like white one.
Both.
Like the Galluses from Inlay, yeah, they definitely need to come to the game because you get the Lance one that could just be a better Gaz L series, and then you get the one with the Dober gun.
I want both. They look great.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, both would be great. And as much as they're doing Advanced Zeta now, there's no excuse why they shouldn't be, especially since they're based on suits that are already in the game.
Yeah.
And they're not super out there. I would also like to get the Raven Wolf. That would be nice.
Which one's the Raven Wolf?
The Doben Wolf, but it's a step in between the Doben Wolf and the design of the Gyaradoga. It's like the same principle of the design. They take most of the beam weapons off and put its reactor power to thrust.
Jesus.
So yeah, it's pretty fast. It also gets like a version of Guiane's, or like a prototype version of Guiane's Yakdoga's rifle. Very impressive. The space defense one is less impressive. It gets like a giant heavy arms from like Gundam Wing styled weapon, and it's like as big as the mobile suit.
Yeah.
Like a dual. I think it's solid shot. Because they're like, oh hey, all of these suits now have eye fields, so we're gonna put giant Gatling guns in space to go through them. Which, to be fair, okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
The
armor-piercing
don't
Gatling
bash if
rounds.
it works, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, one moment.
I'm actually tired from all the running around I had to do today.
I'm not surprised. Sounded like a lot.
So much fucking meat. I'm assuming our freezer's fully stocked, right, Crystal?
That's what I was about to fucking show you until you fucking sat down over here.
Well, I was streaming. You know I was streaming.
It ain't gonna take you long.
Yeah.
Look at it.
So I gotta be careful when that striker comes. Strikers are scary. But the Dom is cool. What a Chad. Look at this thing. Looks so good in this game. I miss... You know what suit I miss, Rob?
What's that?
The fucking Dom heavy custom in GBO from GBO 1 with the one with the Zaku shield and the Sternfaust.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That thing was strong. Man, fighting that and a Zaku HC at the same time was a terror.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, gun tanks. I see you shooting. Oh, there they are. Hey, I didn't get that cutscene then. When I was in the Guff Custom, they just popped up.
What did?
The two MPT gun cannons and the striker. When I was in the
Oh.
Guff Custom, that cutscene didn't play.
Huh. But yeah, there's a bunch of other suits I could add from the other Advanced Zetas as well. The AUG-centric ones.
Yeah.
You get like the Gem Type C wagtail and stuff like that, which would be fun.
I'm not too sure what's the difference on the wagtails.
A lot of like high maneuver equipment.
Oh,
They changed the skirt armor.
so it's just zoom.
Yeah, pretty much.
Damn, Dom Melee is no good.
Yeah, the Wagtail 2 basically gets like two giant cheeky wing binders, but they go lower.
Okay, so that champion, that's not gonna happen. I asked my Discord if how GBO3. I said GBO3 should use War Thunder's engine. And
No.
yes.
As,
Okay,
as
so
the War
I'm-
Thunder expert here, I think he can say no.
Nah.
Yeah, no, that Dragor engine is already stretched to its limit. It's made for flight games. It's straight up made for flight games. The fact that it got a tank thing working in it and a naval thing working in it is great, but it doesn't perform well.
Nah, we can do it.
And also, you'd have to pay Gaijin for that engine because that's their proprietary engine,
Oh, is
and
it?
Bandai would not do that. Yeah. No, if anything, it's going to get made in Unreal, whatever the newest Unreal is at the time, which won't be necessarily a bad thing.
My main suits need to heal.
But yeah, if we get like, I think, what is it? Traitor to Destiny and Mace of Judgment are the two AUG-focused Advanced Zeta series. What's the... Yeah, you get like the Gem Type C Kyrno Squad, which is just like a slightly better Type C, and then you get like the Type C Wagtail and Wagtail 2. They're all pretty good. And then you have like really super ugly Gabflay variants you can throw in that just look awful.
So I was running the Gap the other day, and it feels way much better than I remember it.
Yeah, but do you remember the Jared colors for the Bound Dog?
Yes.
Put those on a Gabflay.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's what they're painted like, and they're a lot thicker, which isn't a bad look, but it's.
Tommy's
also
asking,
the-
have they added the MP Zeta yet? No, sadly.
No,
We
They
haven't gotten
haven't.
that Shad yet.
No, but we
It's
got
not even gonna be a
rocket grenades
chat, it's
for
just
the
gonna be a s-
dodge.
it's just gonna be a slightly better. I'm trying to think. It'd be like in the same category as like the Jagan, in terms of performance, I'd guess, or a little bit under it.
I want both
And it would
of
just
these.
have a beam rifle with bunny ears on it, and I just think that's adorable, and that's the only reason I want it. It's just the stupidest looking beam rifle of all time. It makes no sense.
Give us the Fafnir.
From a not canon story, so I doubt it. Just imagine the TR6. Hey, guess what anniversary might be this year?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
odds are it's
89.
going to be Unicorn, but then what are they going to put out for Christmas? I mean, they could jump right to narrative. Then what were you going to do after that? Like, they're not going to go to Hathaway right away because they weren't even sure they were going to do it in the first place.
Yeah.
So there's only going back, and Advanced Zeta is probably their thing in their pocket where they see like P Bandai sales of it, and they're like, yeah, this we'll save this for when stuff starts going dry, and have the next 2 years of content mapped out because it's not like Advanced Zeta doesn't have 900 things in it. Like even that Ashamar version of the Wound Ward has like 3 versions of itself.
That's dumb.
One has like a high mega cannon on it.
The Wound Ward's
For,
ugly.
like- The Wound Ward's a modular mobile suit. It's made to have armor put on it. Like the Wound Ward base unit, yes, it doesn't look great. But then you have like the space focused like Hazel 2 and the flight capable like K-Hard 2, and like I said, the K-Hard is the Ashmar one with the big high mega if you want that version of it. And there's like the Barzam 2, which I have now realized isn't actually a Barzam, it's a Woundwort wearing Barzam stuff.
A cleverly disguised Woundwort.
Yes. Well, I mean, like there's always the Hyzak 2, which is just the Woundwort with Hyzak and Marsai parts on it detuned for like rookie pilots.
And I say this every time we talk about it, but I want the Hyzak cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Theta Plus needs to come in this game. I was actually expecting the Theta Plus to be this week since they did Moon stuff. And it's the only like big early from Moon thing they haven't added yet. But
I'm surprised we ain't got the Shinanju Stein yet.
I'm not, because that's a narrative thing, really. Like the version that we're probably going to get is the narrative version. We're not going to get the pre-Sinanju Anaheim Electronics testbed version.
Hmm.
I wouldn't think. Have we gotten a sleeve suit yet? Oh yeah, we got the Girazulu.
Yeah,
Yep.
Zulu.
Yeah, the Girazulu and Z-Zulu.
Give us the heavy weapons equipment type one.
I'm wondering if we're gonna get sleeve versions of like the Dovin Wolf and Regelg and stuff like that. I'll be a little annoyed if we do. I guess to mix it up, they could change their typing. Have like the Regelg be a raid.
Fucking this.
But yeah,
The fucking rifle on these MPT gun cannons hits so hard.
you kind of have to go at an angle. Yeah, like if you move at like a 45-degree
Wait,
angle, they
what
can't
the
hit
hell?
you.
There's something wrong with my Naginata. The other blade's not working.
Oh, that's weird.
Okay. Neat.
Oh, there it is. Kind of.
So today.
I'm Oh, sorry.
So it looks like we have broke the game yet again.
Oh, no,
Wow, it's almost like that's not hard to do.
I'm over here breaking GBO while you're doing that. So, like, I'm testing the grenades on the Dwudge.
So
Does the
much
Naginata
damage.
have any damage on it? I don't think it does.
It doesn't take damage.
No,
No.
it doesn't have a model. I don't think for it. I think it's
I'm
just
trying to,
either
like,
you have the
I'm trying
weapon
to
or
look at it
it's
as he
lost.
walks. Yeah, I was trying to see if it had like a machine gun mark on it, wondering like, hey, did they actually make a small like damage model if he hit on this exact spot?
No, you really think they had the time for that?
They did make weird stuff though that they didn't need to make.
That's
And then chose stat distribution that I super don't agree with. You know, Jim Stryker, give it the best stats, but like 1 in aiming, so you can't lock on anything on the whole map. Ah, that's so annoying.
This game's good.
Yeah, for the $3 you can get it for now, it's real good. For the $3 you could get it for 1 month after launch, it was also real good.
Technically, Wallace, you can. You can shoot off bigger weapons off of suits.
Yeah, you can. You can break the Hildoffer's cannon.
Yeah, you can break the cannon. You can shoot off the Zamel's cannon. You can
Oop,
shoot
need to turn
off
this off.
two-handed ranged weapons off mobile suits, leaving them fucked.
Yeah, it's great when you shoot the Hildoffer and Zamel's cannon when you're playing them. Because then, like, you just can't do anything. You can't repair that. It's a super good system, guys.
Oh, I'm gonna get the Zamel when I get the money.
By all means.
Oh,
Let's see. Check here.
I think that's the only mission. All right.
Wallace is like, I mean, what was like the MP80? Yeah, you shoot off the gun hand, and then that gun's gone, or you know, the arm. Yeah, because like the damage model in Crossfire is its one saving grace. It's like the one cool thing that makes that game worth playing.
How much is that Zam? I think it was like 50,000 cred.
Like
Not 4500.
you can damage everything. The most annoying thing is getting broke for a player or their legs. That's just the most annoying because then you just can't do anything. For the AI, if you break their legs, they just die. If you shoot their head off, there's a 50% chance of the mole suit just dying.
I quit.
Sometimes they'll tank it. A lot of times they won't.
Well, I mean, if a round explodes, the head is the closest component to the cockpit that would have the weakest connection.
I'm happy that's not a mechanic for the player, though. Like, hey,
Yeah.
your head got blown off. You have it's 50-50 coin flip if you mission just fails. But yeah, if you're trying to snipe, like pro tip in this game, if you're trying to snipe, just shoot their legs. If you break one leg, the suit dies. Because they don't have individual leg things. It seems they just have the legs as one part on the AI versions.
Agent Phoenix is like, hey, Salty, hope you're feeling good today, or had a good day. Managed to get a modified Reek DJ last week and got the Rezo today. I got the Rezo, but I didn't get the DJ. The DJ looks fun. I tried the Rezo in space. From the one match I played with it, it seems like a fun suit. It feels really good to run.
Remember the match we did after where we fought 3 of them at the same time?
That was hell.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's just a good all-around suit. Also, it can charge its beam rifle when it's flying. I don't know how much damage it does because I duck the shit out of it every time they try to shoot me, but it can do that. So that's something to be aware of.
Also states as there isn't really a heavy armed Zulu. Yes, there is. It's the one that was on the fucking. How do you pronounce that ship's name?
The Garuncius or whatever it is.
I can't pronounce that.
Yeah, Gilboa's used the heavy weapons pack from the Gyaradoga.
Okay.
Again, it just gets beam magnum right to the fucking chest, so not like it gets shown off, but yeah, like the Gyaradoga can use everything the Gyaradoga can. It's a remnant design suit, so it's made to just pick up whatever they can. Like I said, Salty brings up the one where they have the dual fire-linked Zaku bazookas.
And the Goof Gatling gun and the fucking all those 3-2 missile launchers mounted all over it, and man, I would fucking use that as a support.
There's a lot
100%.
of customized things for the Gyaradoga. There's also like the Royal Guards version, which is like just the better version. And there's several versions of that. But I'm also gonna be real nerf the Gyaradoga because it's way too strong for what it is, being the base version. Can stun anything out of maneuver armor. Its Panzerfausts are like 10 times bigger than anyone else's Panzerfaust for no reason. Yeah, it's cool they added it. It needs a balance pass. Because the damage it does is not the problem. It's just it can infinitely stun lock you without trying. It's very tedious. Also, unpopular take, maybe it's time to unnerf the Metheuss and turn it back to the way it was, at least at its higher levels. The level 1, I understand not doing that, but there's so many suits at 550 and 600 now that just do way more annoying things than the Metheuss did. So maybe unnerf it a little bit.
Unnerf the Gunner Gundam.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, or give it better Vulcans. You can go either way. Because technically it's a post-war suit, it should have the good Vulcans.
Yeah.
But no. Yeah, I mean, the fact that it could, like, break GPO-1's legs at 400 cost when the GPO-1 was 650, that was scary. But if it just had a good sub-weapon. Let it carry a 90mm machine gun from the Dominance. That would also be acceptable. Like, that's fine. I wonder what the over-under is on them considering adding the full armor Gundam that makes no sense.
I want that one.
I know, but like literally, hey, this is a post-war mobile suit. Here it is in a full armor form in the 1-year war. What?
I'd probably get some crazy fuck shit going on in that suit.
I mean, it'd be a very good mobile suit. I mean, it's strong. Nah, the messes needs some bazookas again. Needs them.
And like,
At least at high tier, like at least the level 3. Like if you're pushing this thing up to 650, it needs some help.
And like after playing against Stutzers, they're not that strong.
No, Stutzers are not strong. The Dom is weaker than the Zaku because the Dom's like twice the size. Like
Yeah.
you just smack it.
Don't get me wrong, the Stutzer in the right hands, yeah, you're gonna have a bad time. But honestly, most people don't know how to use the fucking thing right, and they're only dashing
It's slow.
forward. Yeah, and they're dashing forward to get into melee to punch. That's it.
Yeah, when a Strutzer comes up as a mobile suit, like you're already in a 1v1, and he comes up from like your flank or your side, and you can't do anything about him. Yeah, Strutzer's a great thing. If you're 1v1ing, you can just beat the shit out of it because its weapon switches are too slow. The mobile suit itself moves very slowly, referring to the Zaku. You can just kind of bully it. The Dom has the problem of like its mines are good. Like you can do some annoying stuff with those mines if you're actually thinking about it. But like in 1v1, it's kind of underpowered. Like it can do good, but like that versus like a gym dominance. Let's say the gym dominance can just stun lock it, and it doesn't even have to get close to do it. CWD Trixie says we need more camphor variants. Well, here's the thing: there's only like 2 more they can add. And that's it.
The prototype camphor and the high mobility camphor.
Oh, the high mobility. Okay, they can add 3. I was thinking the beam camphor,
Oh, that too.
which just has like a beam sniper rifle, which is possibly just a prototype version of the Jaeger's gun. But yeah, other than the prototype, that's pretty much all they can add. Which the prototype is getting a figure. I can't remember what line of figure it's getting, but
Wasn't it
it
MS
just
in
got
action?
announced.
No, it's getting a G-frame. MS in Action's been dead for
G-frame.
like 15 years.
Oh
Sadly.
my god, that fucking rifle.
They're in basically the same scale for 1-year war-sized mobile suits, but yeah, it's a G-frame. It's also a limited edition G-frame, so it's like $60.
Oof.
Yeah, I remember that. But hey, at least they made it. It got something.
It
Yeah.
looks good.
I'm just kind of hoping if they're doing camphor variants, I'd love to get a Titania in there. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine they're thinking about the fact that the Efreet. Well, so going back to that, the Efreet not coming out, like that had to do with the plastic shortage. Since they're building an entire other Gunpla factory now, I imagine by 2024 it'll be sorted out. They haven't said where they're building it, just that they bought the land. I am like long shot. I know this won't happen, but it'd be hilarious. Like, yeah, we're building it in Texas or something like that. Like a Western Gunpla factory. Which, that would be smart.
yeah,
If you're trying to expand into other countries. That way you don't have to ship it across the entire fucking planet for people to get shit. It's just there.
as much as shipping has been lately, that would not be a foolish move, really.
Yeah, and then it could be easier to send stuff from America to Europe than from Japan to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So they could just like kind of expand that way. But I imagine it's in Japan somewhere. But they are building they haven't announced where it's at. They did, like I said, they just announced that they are building a Gunpla factory. It will be done if it's on schedule by 2024.
Nice.
So they'll have 2.
Good shit.
Which I imagine by 2024 the plastic shortage will be mostly sorted out by then.
Or we'll all be dead.
We'll be fine.
I'm surprised the Echo's sticky grenade didn't get a buff.
I'm surprised it doesn't fucking stun.
I keep forgetting that exists.
Yeah, no shit.
I need to.
It came
I
out,
use
everyone's like, this is not that good. I kind of forgot about it. Because even in this other little Gundam meme Discord, I mean, they're like, well, where's its beam pistol? I'm like, you're thinking of the guy's custom one. This is just the base one. And everyone's like, oh, I just completely lost interest in it.
The only thing I can tell that's special about it is its missile shield has ASL.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. But no, it's just a better Jag and D, slightly.
Oh well, shit.
And what
Yeah.
cost it? It's like at 550 cost,
it's
isn't it? It's
550.
not.
It starts at,
Yeah.
it's at 550 to only get the level
If
1.
if it came in at 500, it would have been fine. Going in at 550 off the bat, you're fighting different things. They're just like starting at 550 is where like the high tier post 1 year war stuff comes in. And there's a lot of gimmicky shit at that cost. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it's not 700 now.
Fuck. I wouldn't mind if we got the prototype Mark II.
Be nice.
Is that one from Garen Greed?
Yeah, it looks good.
I mean, yeah, technically it should come in at like 650. Because it's significantly stronger than the Mark II. It's also kind of a weird hybrid between the Mark II and the GPL-1, but just, like, take all the bullshit the Blossom proposed and put it in that little frame. That's the prototype. What was the tagline? It costs as much as 3 Pegasus-class ships to make it.
Oof.
So it's like super... It was like a secret super Geared's Greed to be like, oh, hey, look, here's a cool thing.
I wouldn't mind if we got also the Blossom too.
The Blossom's in such a weird spot in canon. Because it's kind of canon, but not really. And there's like 3 different versions of how it got destroyed.
And don't forget the variants of the GPL-1 they could still add.
Rebellion, yeah. What was I about to say? There was the high ability Gundam. So I want to be on this train now since I've learned about it. Like, just put it in. Have it come in at like 500, and it's fine.
High mobility Gundam.
So it and the high mobility Zeong are from the very first Gihren's Greed game. And they both got conversion kits that came out in a magazine around the same time for the Master Grades. The high mobility Zeong appeared in a game later. The high mobility Gundam never did. It was only in that first Gihren's Greed game.
My thrusters ain't working on my... There we go.
Yeah, it sounds like this game's being real PS3 jank right now.
Yeah. It just be that way sometimes, though.
You mean like half the time? Yeah, getting the high mobility Gundam would be nice because, like I said, it's never just popped up with it.
There are like this game could last years with the amount of MSVs there are. Years.
And like I said, all you would have to do is open up. Hey, we're doing alternate early UC timelines, so you get more stuff from Thunderbolt, more stuff from the Origin.
And there's so much shit.
But yeah, for people who haven't seen it and that are in the Discord, I will post the picture of the conversion kit in Salty's Discord and put it in
if you
general chat.
Care to make a invite link that'll last an hour?
I don't know how to do that.
Oh, okay.
I'm a level with you.
Damn.
Me either.
Well, I don't think you have the... Oh, God. I don't think you have the right to, Rob.
I probably don't.
I had to turn that off because a certain guy kept just fucking sending links out. Like, motherfucker, this ain't your Discord. Stop it.
Yeah.
I want to make it my Discord.
He really tried to.
I will succeed. But yeah, there's the pictures of the high mobility Gundam in its in-game appearance and its conversion. I wonder how much that conversion kit sells for now, if someone has like an unopened one. Because they never reprinted it. Yeah, they never. It's the only one. It only works on that version. I think it's the 2.0 of the Gundam Master Grade. Be the 2. Version 1.5. It even says on the thing.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a while back.
It's old. It's real old.
What's funny
Yeah, high
is
mobility
that,
Gundam.
when you lock on the suits with the Goof or Goof Custom, they don't look at the target.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find for completionist the Zeong high mobility type conversion kit and post that in there too. Well, there's the suit. in Garen's Greed. So, yay.
I forgot about the wings.
Yeah, it's not that much different from the regular version, so it's like not like it wouldn't be hard to add either of these.
No.
And you could have them be like a special event thing. Like I said, these should be the coin suits for the PC version of GBO. Have them be like a timed exclusive. Because it's something different. It's something that's still very Gundam, but it's like a little bit of a twist on it.
To my knowledge,
They're just very...
they haven't said anything else about Steam's version of GBO.
Because they cancel all the tests because they can't get the servers to work.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You might just drop it then at this point.
No, they'll probably just release it. There just won't be a test. It'll just be, here you go.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, I mean,
Because they put...
Thinking
Oh, you go
about
ahead,
it,
Rob.
this is they're probably having to build infrastructure that they have been kind of counting on Sony to have for them for the last like 10 years. So
Yeah, the innate servers and stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna take some work.
Especially since I guarantee you this team was picked up cheap. Because that's Bandai. Like, the reason New Gundam Breaker sucks is because they hired a bunch of people who got fired from Sega on the cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And they deleted, they stopped using their proprietary engine and started using Unreal 3, I think it was, so none of the models transferred over or something like that.
There was like a period there of a couple of years where just any game I wanted to see come out that's they switched to using Unreal Engine midway through development, it was pretty much cursed.
Oof.
Yeah.
You know, New Gundam
Ace
Breaker,
Combat
Mighty
7 did
Number
good.
9. Sorry, what?
Ace Combat 7 did good. That was the first Unreal Ace Combat game.
Yeah, Bloodstained turned out way better than I expected moving to Unreal Engine, so...
But yeah,
really solid game.
I wonder if this PC expansion is paid for by Code Fairy as well, because Bandai does that shit.
Could be.
Because going back to the Ace Combat 7 thing, they made Ace Combat make a free-to-play game on PS3 to fund the development of Ace Combat 7 on the cheap.
Yeah.
Bandai has this habit now of just making you raise your own money to do things. Which, it's almost like you guys just want to publish games, but you have all these IPs you don't know what to do with and don't want to sell them because you know they make money. It's very annoying.
It's kind of sad.
They just want to do everything super cheap. This is why they're so invested in mobile games, because they're like no effort. Don't get me wrong, not all mobile games are bad.
Yeah.
You can make good mobile games, but they don't require the HD level of shit that like a console game requires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically just PS2 graphics, but it just shows that your phone can run a PS2 game.
Ta-da. Well, at least your phone can run Doom.
Anything can run Doom. That's
I know.
Not,
I had a pregnancy test that could run Doom.
it's stupid.
A really high-powered, super accurate digital pregnancy test. I got to run Doom.
The human brain is a computer that could run Doom.
Probably. I know your fucking smart fridge can. It can also run Skyrim. So Doom's not really... Doom's not really a bar.
I'd say a TI-84 calculator can run Doom.
I want to say
it's
someone
not
did that and they put
impressive.
two of them together. They put two of them together.
It's
And
not terribly
they ran Doom.
impressive because Texas Instruments makes Javelin missiles, so...
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Yup, they make calculators and Javelin missiles.
Damn, they out
That's
here
all
just
owned
being
by
fucking
Lockheed.
bosses, man.
So here's the thing. A lot of things that are military-owned things that aren't military, so they can be like, hey, old tech, let's go make a consumer item.
Yeah.
Do you know who made the mail truck? The one you see everywhere, the mailman truck?
Yeah.
No.
Grumman.
Hey.
Well, I like the
Yeah, they made it in
Lemo-
84.
I like
'cause
the
they were just
Lemo,
like, here.
Gundam. It's not overly designed, and I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just a slight... because it's made for a Geared's Greed game. That was on, what, PS2, the first one?
Yep.
It looks.
So
good.
yeah, they didn't make anything super crazy.
Possibly
just like,
PS2
hey.
and Saturn, as I recall. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks cool. I like that.
And it's never been. Oh, hey, there's a better picture of it. Okay, I lied. It's not better. It's just a different pose. It's the same shitty quality. Appreciate Sev posting the wallabies from Gundam X.
Yeah, for anyone who joins, just so you know, my bot will shoot you guys a message when you join. It pretty much
It will
tells-
shoot you. This is a no friend zone. It will
Yeah,
just
no,
it will
it's-
just execute you as soon as you join.
But as soon as you join the server, the bot gets your address and starts making its way towards your house.
Yeah,
Be prepared to fight it off.
but it's essentially just tells you all the rules and shit like that, and I'm pretty sure it tells you get like several warnings before you get the boot. I
Think of that.
usually
We need to change the caps lock thing on the warning.
I
Why
did.
is it?
I did, and it's still doing
What?
it.
But apparently you didn't.
I gotta go back
It's
and
still there.
look at that.
You really do, because it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, there it goes.
But yeah, like I mainly have it because my admins don't really do their job. And I'm kind of just too lazy to do it myself.
Hey man, I moderate the chat, as in like the verbal chat. That is my job. That is what I do.
Well, you don't want real Discord mods though, because then they start grooming people. You don't want that.
Ooh, hot take. It's like a Catholic church joke.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I mean, as somebody who used to work on a really strict message board, adminning properly is a full-time job. It's
It really is.
it is too much. It is too
And
much.
Salty ain't paying nobody $7.75 an hour to run his Discord.
look, I might after I get my house. I might. Who knows?
I have to clock
You're
into my
gonna
server.
hire a
every job.
part-time employee, no benefits, $7.75. Hey, I get a 401k through this? Fuck no, shut up. Look at me.
Shut up! The sound of a bunch of quarters being thrown against a mic.
But yeah, I need to switch my admins and fucking what are the other rank fiends around, and see who could do the job. For one, because I run my channel and all that, and also run the Discord, but I'm afraid to punish people a lot of the time because I don't want to be like an asshole, or
I'm not.
even though people are already think I'm a toxic piece of shit for whatever fuck reason, but hey,
All those
whatever.
B minuses in your room.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. I'm a firm believer of you enter the room, you sign the waiver. Like, you clearly just want to get this match in. We all just want to get this match in.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to custom rooms, you expect to run into teams. That is just the way of the land. Because otherwise, you just play quick match.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still going to run into teams, but
You had a clear decapitation on the one ground type, and the other one just did not want to die.
it really didn't.
He's no arms.
Potato Mogul says it's better than the mass production new Gundam, the Jesta. No, it is not. The mass production new Gundam is possibly the strongest mass produced unit until the late Jagans when they're super upgraded. Also, it has incoms and funnels.
Yeah.
So,
Does it
oh,
have
incoms
funnels? I thought
or
it just
funnels.
had- yeah, I thought it had ore. Yeah.
But it also has an arm beam gun. So, pew pew.
And beam cannons, right?
Yeah, the beam sabers are kind of the double Zeta approach to it.
Yeah.
The Jesta is just a better Jagan. Like, the Jesta is probably comparable to like
Jagan
super
Commander
late
type,
Jagans.
like a Jagan S type, essentially.
Yeah, like they're made using data from the UC program. That's basically just like frame designs and stuff. It's like it's got Psycho frame, just a better designed Jagan for special operations and stuff. While the MP new gun on ground, you could probably make the case that the Jesta is as good as the MP new, but in space, no. In space, the MP new would shit on 10 of them. I mean, not 10, 5.
Iggy's asking, what are your thoughts on the rumors going through the internet that Weir's Brothers Discovery trying to sell their video game studios to other video game companies? I don't even know who those guys are.
My chat stopped moving. Oh, I have to rejoin this.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Why does the Discord have an NSFW section? Because we're horny. Shut up.
Why
Hey man,
would-
as
why
someone who
wouldn't
I have never gone in them. I muted them as soon as I joined. So just because they're there doesn't mean you have to go
yeah,
in.
you don't
just because
have
it's
to go
there,
in
don't
there.
mean you have to go in there. But you know, I'm a degenerate when it comes to like fucking porn and shit. So you know, why not? So my channel's gonna have my Discord's gonna have one.
You know, the NSFW chat is a lot like my basement. I would really prefer it if the government never ends up in there. So if
Well,
the
hey,
government
guess
never
what?
audits us, I think we're
You
fucked.
might not have that choice.
You're right, damn.
Yeah, Musk buys Twitter. Hey, let's go regulate everything now. Like the next day. It's like, okay. Fair enough.
I sort of wish in GBO the Gov can take handheld weaponry also.
It really should.
Yeah,
be.
it's stupid that it can't, honestly. Like, the finger gun should be the sub-weapon, not the primary.
Yeah.
Plus, it looks really fucking cool.
I can't tell you how many video games have just shown the goof taking other weapons.
Yeah, Zaka Bazooka. Hell, that appeared in the original series. The goof with the Zaka Bazooka and Shiburo.
Zaku
All the
bazooka, I think it also had
goofs-
giant bazooka at one point, and definitely Zaku machine gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Zaku machine gun ones show up at Odessa, or that side base to Odessa when Amuro's having his Doomslayer moment, where he's like, I'm going to destroy Odessa. Oh, wait, that wasn't Odessa. Oh.
Potato, that's a good one. I like that one. He's like, what does the NSW chat have? Charged deleted affairs? That's a good one.
I mean,
That's a
to be
good one.
fair, he needed to delete those. He would probably be in prison. Although, to be fair, Char's deleted affair is not about Haman, for people who haven't read it. It's about another chick who he actually, like, has a child with, but she dies.
Yep.
She gets killed. And then Char's like, fuck Axis. So, understandable.
Didn't
Isn't it Haman that like kills her?
Yeah, well, no.
Uh,
she could have stopped
no.
it. She could have stopped
Yeah.
it.
Oh, she could have stopped it. That's
Could
what
have
it was.
stopped it, and she didn't. And Char, I don't think Sharba knew she could have stopped it, but, like, she kind of just has that guilt.
You,
Also,
you gotta
Char's
stop
like,
her
fuck
back there, don't
space.
you?
I'm gonna go. Yeah, he's like, fuck space. We're gonna live back on Earth for a little bit. And then, according to Anaheim Laboratory log, he brings the Taoist custom with him.
I don't understand why the Doa's custom is so slow in GBO.
I don't either. It's painfully slow. It's slow. It's the slowest dom in the game, other than the support ones. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
And then yet all of its animations are super fast when it does anything. Like, its swings are faster than a normal dom swing. It's very weird. And, like, I get things for, like, concessions to gameplay and everything like that. Like, it's not everything's be like a super sim and how it would perform. That makes no sense though, because it's like a super lightly armored but strong armored dom. Like, it's using the next generation armor.
Yeah.
It's like the first thing that has the prototype version of that.
Less thickness, but new material.
New
Right?
material, and it's it has less mass, but its armor is better. And it's just like, bruh, why you do this? Why slow? Also, where's my Gabaldi Hum ability type that I've been waiting to roll for like months now since it's been in the pool?
Hey,
Where?
Flash.
I want it.
Well, we're waiting.
I want it so bad. It's one of the only cool clan suits that have come out.
It looks great. It's got a fantastic model.
Yeah, its model's great. It's a unique gameplay because it plays like the Gian, but ranged.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like we'll never get the Gian cannon or anything like that.
God, I would love to get those fucking suits, man.
Okay, to be fair, they need to add video games. You are a video game. You should pay homage to your other video game people, not just ones that you make with, like, the Pale Rider and the Titania.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, the BDs were a game suit first, so,
Not to mention all the various white dingoes.
yeah.
Dingo.
But, like, where's the, like, the Gear and Greed shit? Everyone's just like, no, it's alternate. Well, so's Thunderbolt. You have 2 Thunderbolt suits in there, and where the fuck is the Gem Striker custom from? Something that is explicitly stated as not canon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where's the full armor Alex? since we're gonna have the Striker custom in there.
Yeah.
Big trace.
Well, no, they listed it. They listed. Oh, it's from Bonds of the Battlefield, guys. Yeah, well, you know what else is from? You know what else is from Bonds of the Battlefield? That big stupid Gelgoog with the Zagok E arm.
I want that. I want it.
Where's my belt-fed Jim LMG?
God, yeah, because like all the stuff from Blazing Shadow is in there.
Blazing Saddle's got some of the coolest fucking designs.
Because they just take modern military stuff and hey, let's scale it up to a Gundam or a mobile suit size.
Like the Gym Command fucking running the the dual MMP, the fucking
M1911s, yeah, with extendo mags. For why?
Yo, he got the stendo.
He literally has a stendo and a laser sight on his space M1911.
I want it. It looks so cool, and they fire like machine pistols too. That's the best part. It looks so good, so dumb.
My man literally played Fallout New Vegas one time. Joshua Grant's famous character, Space 1911s. There you go.
No full auto in buildings. That's not full auto. This is. Burn.
Okay, damn.
Okay.
Also, one thing, like, if you ever look up the Gundam Rising project on YouTube, where they had, like, the O2 Gundam do, like, the Gundam Rising pose, when, I think it was right before the last episode of Gundam The Origin, Char's stuff came out.
Yeah.
And the Vulcans actually sound like Vulcans. Like, they go, brrr, and it's like, yay. It functions
is the
properly.
big train just, like, shooting in front of itself?
It's shooting at a base.
Okay.
Like, it's kind of just doing like, hey, we're going to shoot at this thing off screen. We're going to shell your base. You mean the dead area outside the map? Shh, you're breaking his immersion.
There's like, I don't know. Besides making different animations for the game, which is a thing I've talked about on Twitter, I would like them to update the sounds of certain weapons, because
the sounds at this point do need to, because like certain beam rifles that sound you expect to sound a certain way no longer sound that way, and it's super annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Not just that, like a lot, like take the sniper shot on the Zamel. Any type of shot like that sounds the exact same, and it sounds weak. Like some of the cannon sound firing effects from GBO1 had that meat to them. You know what I'm saying? Just the deep boom when it would fire. In this game, they don't really have that, and that upsets
I mean, I get the
me.
concession for game because there's like this cognitive dissonance where like you're playing a mobile suit, but it's person sized to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like, if you overplay it, it sounds like it's overdone. Even though technically, like if you're looking at it from like an actual standpoint, like these Vulcans are bigger than the A-10's gun. Like every Vulcan in this game is at least 40 centimeters or 40 millimeters or something like that.
Some are 40, some are 75, some are fucking. Isn't the GPO
110?
Yeah, that's the that's the wrist mounted on the Gerber Tetra.
They're still
and the
Vulcans.
Galuss, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
they're 110 millimeters. They're enormous.
Oh shit! It's 9:05. Do you want to keep going, Rob, or do we gotta call it?
Yeah, we can keep going a little while.
Righto. Just wanted to make sure.
I appreciate it.
Do you have enough to order the Zamel?
Like the 120 millimeter
I do.
Zaku machine gun is bigger than most tanks now. Like there's people just now talking like, hey, we need to upgrade all the main battle tanks to 120 millimeters to get through modern armor. So like the Zaku machine gun is out here rapid firing at like 1,000 rounds a minute tank shells.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're tank shells. Like that's why I look at the autocannons in like BattleTech, right? And the what's an AC-20 equal to? Let me look that up.
Well, yeah, no, like just to put things in scale, like Gundam shit in like 1970, but way bigger, and concepts from like 1970.
Mm.
I wish the beam spray gun had its shotgun effect.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. The beam spray gun on the gyms are in general actually just beam guns. They just call them spray guns because they're like little limp dick water pistol looking things.
Tell that to the beam spray gun in Senki. which actually
Yeah, I
has
know,
the
but
shotgun effect, which is cool.
it's cool. But in the anime, did they ever do that? I'm pretty sure they didn't.
Did I ever remember?
Tommy Lee, what are you talking about?
So BattleTech's AC-20s range from like 100 to 200 millimeters, and those are like the biggest guns they put on a mech, and those weigh like 12 or like 7. I want to say 12 to 17 tons.
Yeah, like half what a tank weighs.
Mm-hmm.
And,
And then the
not
Gundam's packing
in a mech.
twin 60mm Vulcans that have like
It's
1,500
right
rounds a
there,
minute in its
Finn.
head.
14 tons on average for an AC-20 for their biggest gun in the BattleTech universe, and then a Azaku's just fucking coding something that's like 120 and just does not care.
And also, why the fuck would you make 120mm rounds in like a disc? Like it's fucking 1919. Like, what are you doing? As much as everyone hates it, the belt-fed Zaku machine guns from like the Origin and the G40 project make so much more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Still stupid, but makes so much more sense. Well, they literally made a fucking Lewis gun cartridge. Why?
Yeah, not like a side box magazine or something.
Yeah. I mean, they do have the box mag for the Zaku. It's just for the AA rounds.
I mean, like not a normal magazine, like a sideways off the side, like you'd see off a light machine gun,
like on an M2 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, or an M249, that kind of underslung box that brings a belt-fed chain up to the top.
Yeah.
Granted, those are open bolt designs, which are different.
Which I think Blazing Shadows does most of that.
Why is the Zamel's normal color yellow?
Piss.
Because that's its color.
No, well, no. When you buy it's in heavy, which is its normal colors.
Oh, heavy is its normal. Its normal for that is black. No, hold on.
I mean,
No.
it comes in its desert colors.
Hold on a minute. The Zamel comes in, its normal colors, I think, are like green, and its heavy colors are black tri-stars. It's a Dom color scheme.
It wasn't in heavy when you got it. It was in desert because you could select heavy.
I had to think for a second. I'm like, because I remember what the heavy is, because that's all I run in this game is heavy. Because I'm like, damage go up, defense go up. Let's go. Fuck mobility. I walk at a 45-degree angle, and nothing in this game can hit me. Like,
Yeah, there you go.
mobility doesn't matter. The heavy colors for the Zamel is a Dom color scheme.
Yep. It looks good.
It does. It actually looks really good. So I painted my Zamel and GPO too, those colors.
What's weird is that the only time I actually run the Zamel is at 700.
Hey, CDW Trixie, fun fact about that, the Sazabi B-type just has a giant MG42 with the mag you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think it's beam, though. It might be standard fire, but I'm pretty sure it's just a beam MG42, because Kondo likes World War II stuff.
What'd you do? Did you forget to queue an upgrade, or
the camper just came into stock, and it's 35,000 credits.
Yike.
And oddly enough, it's got really, really good defense in this game for whatever fuck reason.
Andrew McKenzie says, no, it doesn't. No, what doesn't? Give us some context.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the problem with responding to us in real time. Is by the time we
you're
see it, we've
delayed.
moved on to something else.
Well, no. This is up. It should be. We should have it.
Your chat is faster than ours.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's weird.
We have the delayed chat.
No,
that
it
everyone
doesn't.
else
He
sees.
just wrote it again. If McKenzie... It. Okay. Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what? We didn't think it be like it is, but it do. That's an actual quote from a baseball player. Never forget. Pretty sure he played for the Yankees. I can't remember his name right now. Big O afro on him, though. I respect it. Big 70s porn stash and an afro. Because he's like from 78.
Fuck! I forgot to switch to the Zamel.
Oh, okay. Somebody in chat mentioned the the guns on the Gym High boost type, and it does look like it's dual wielding G18s and not 1911s, because even the modernized 1911, the M45 has a rounded top. That looks
Okay,
like
but listen, it'd be a lot cooler if it was space 1911s.
I mean, 1911s have their appeal, right? I can understand the 45
They kick
round,
like a mule.
and yeah, the whole aspect of it's a 1911. It's been around since 1911, and used in however many world wars. Both of them. I think it.
I mean, it's just because like
a decent amount the first.
it's
but-
old, it's fine. Everything now is just slightly more efficient. It's not like that doesn't work.
Yeah, but I can respect the modern Glock with the stendo and the laser sight.
Yeah, fucking Glock. Yeah. Oh look, I can rapid fire. It's like, yeah, that's cool, and all, but it's not going through body. Like in the military, that's like it's not going through body armor. That's why they flooded it into the civilian market.
Body armor either.
Yeah, it's just like they
Pistol
flooded
rounds aren't made
into
to
the
go through
civilian
body
market.
armor.
I mean, 1911 is not, but it's gonna knock them over.
Any
Like, it's
gun will knock you over. You're talking about a projectile hitting you at around 750 meters a second for muzzle velocity of most guns. It's like being punched hard with anything, no matter what it is. Unless it's like a 22, because 22s are tiny. But
Yeah. I mean, like, if you get hit with a 45, like, you're not going to just hop back up either, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like everything's going to knock you over. It's just like, so you might roll away, or so 1911's going to, you're not. You're just got to lay there like, oh, this kind of sucks. Because big and slow. For comparatively, at least.
Toms.
the M2011 is a thing? What the fuck is that?
It's featured in John Wick. Never forget that there's an M5 in Battlefield 2042. And C5. Not C4, C5.
That's so fucking dumb. I'm happy that game. I knew that game was gonna crash.
I like that
into-
game. Yeah, that game's dead. It's dead as shit.
M2011 is still not the flat top slide like the Glock. It's still different.
I knew that fucking game was gonna crash. Ugh.
What's gonna crash?
The fucking Battlefront game, whatever the fuck it was.
Oh yeah, 2042. Yeah, when they announced that, hey, we're gonna put operators in Battlefield. You mean like every other game?
Guys, we're doing specialist characters, and all of their community contributors were like, "Don't do that. It's a bad idea. Just go with the normal thing." And they're like, "We're doing it anyways," and the game crashed. And they're like, "The community just doesn't like Battlefield anymore."
Yeah, so now they're gonna do a hero shooter.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? It's like you can look.
It's
back,
almost like the
people are
only good
like,
Battlefield game that you had successfully in recent years was Battlefield 1 because COD was doing stupid shit the community didn't want.
They fixed Battlefield 5 too. Battlefield 5 is a lot better, and it still has a decent player base. But like,
I was playing
They-
it earlier.
Battlefield 1 was the only one to ever beat a COD game
oh yeah, at
because
launch,
Future Warfare sucked.
yeah.
Or Infinite Warfare, one of the other ones. See that one. It's the only one. People didn't want the Future War. They wanted Past War. And Battlefield 5 was kind of shot itself in the foot when it got unveiled. It eventually recovered, but it was years too late. It's like, look, we have this paraplegic woman with a katana, but the Japanese aren't even in the fucking game. And like I said, I will always, like on my nerd rant here, I will always hate Battlefield 5 because they changed the Norse Hydro raid to be about like some fucking resistance chick doing it instead of like the actual British fucking commandos that did it. In their thing for inclusion, they got rid of like actual history.
I never played the story modules. I only played multiplayer because I heard the multiplayer.
Well, yeah, like
was
the
initially
main
hot out of
chick
water.
that they push in the story, she's like single-handedly did the Norse Hydro raid. It's like that's actually stealing valor for the people who did it. Like that's actually super shitty. You did that. Not like that. Like I said, not like there aren't cool women from World War II that could do it and make the story. Like the chick who bought a fucking tank from Stalin to avenge her husband.
Or
You know.
the night fighter pilot for the Russians.
Yeah, the Night
Doing
Witches.
LX7. Yeah.
The Night Witches and Po2s and stuff like literally not like you couldn't make a cool story about women in World War II that wouldn't steal the valor from other people, but no, God forbid. The Nazis almost had a nuclear weapon, guys. Let's make it about this chick. Like, no, shut up. Shut up. Get out of here. Nerd rant over.
This fucking thing is so
Fucking
stupid.
unfold the entire 680 cannon to stand there and go, and then shoot.
And delete.
Yep.
See, that's the one thing the Zamel can do. It deletes everything in one shot with the cannon.
I mean, it's
But
a
it's
680 millimeter cannon,
but
so
it's
I can
so-
understand why.
Well, yeah, like, but it's
Yeah,
such a
that's an
big
enormous
target.
gun.
It's such a big target, it just gets fucked. And the moment the cannon's dead, the suit's useless. Because the Vulcans, they're 20 millimeter, they don't do jack diddly for damage. Those missiles they don't have any fucking speed to them.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Zamel's gun is literally bigger than any other naval gun ever made.
Yeah, it's bigger than half the railway guns.
Yeah.
Like, it big.
It big.
Also,
the
like, I'm
battle-
pretty sure a 680 should be way bigger on that. Like, that,
It should be.
it
The
should
bore
be mobile
massive.
suit sized. Yeah, like,
The-
it should.
The bore should be fucking massive because the 18-inch guns on the Yamato are like 460 millimeter, right?
Yeah, like, we're looking at, like, this thing should be, like, we see that High Nu where it has its big mega beam cannon that comes with the real grade.
Mm.
It should be that big. Like, it's
Yeah.
enormous. It is fucking huge.
Is it not going to give me any more missions? If not, I'm going to go ahead and do the hard mission.
Fucking huge, my guy.
Huge. Oh, I'm about to huge.
The biggest trade deal of all time. Huge.
Yeah, 680 millimeters is a 26-inch gun bore,
Yeah.
almost 27-inch gun bore.
And like you would make sense like if it was like short barrel, like more like a howitzer kind of look, but it's not. It's a long gun. It's a fucking artillery gun. Like, no. It should be enormous.
I still kind of feel bad about that pilot in 0083 where that Tropin just comes around and fucking point blanks him with the bazooka.
Well, he shouldn't have been stupid. That's what it boils down to, is he wasn't paying attention because he's trying to dog on Keith. It's like, haha, you stupid kid, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Oh, no, I'm dead. It's like literally what happened. Huge. Also, the Rakuten's stupid enormous too, because what, that's like 700 and something?
No, 880 millimeter.
Yeah, like that gun barrel should be the size of the Dom's chest. Like,
Yeah. So sorry to keep going back to the Zamel, but that 680 is bigger than most railway guns. The only one that's fucking bigger than it is the Schwerer Gustav from the Warmach.
which is, the biggest gun anyone ever made.
Yep. The 80-centimeter gun. Is there anything that has an 800 millimeter gun in Gundam? I don't think so.
Well, like Salty, so I think the Rakuten's big.
Yeah, it's 880 millimeter. Fucking massive. My son's huge.
Oh yeah, that is an 880 millimeter bazooka.
Yeah, because, fucking makes sense,
But,
I mean, it's a rocket projectile.
It
fair
is a
enough,
rocket
but-
projectile instead of a gun. Yes.
Like, it's more of a reference to like the Strum Tiger in World War II than anything
Yeah.
in
I
the
want
naming
that in-
convention.
I want that in fucking War Thunder.
Okay, so everyone fucking says that. No, you don't.
I do. I don't
yeah,
care.
you know how long the
Okay,
reload
so
would be on
fire
it?
one shot, miss, and have a minute and a half reload.
Okay, that's like the fucking KV2. Who cares?
No,
No,
the KV2 is
that's
30
30
seconds.
Yeah, times that by 3.
I don't care. I want it.
It'll be absolutely useless, and
It
everything
really
will
won't,
shit
because
on
if
it.
you hit anywhere near anybody, you're gonna overpressure them.
So hey, guess what? No, you won't,
Yeah,
Well, overpressure is
because it
broken
won't
after
overpressure
time
other
anyways.
heavy tanks.
I don't
Yeah.
It
care.
it won't.
Anything else is dead.
Okay, so guess what battle ranks we had? Probably like 6, 7. Guess what you're mostly fighting?
Jesus Christ, get up the hill.
Heavy tanks.
Fuck.
Or light tanks that just can cross map you with fucking Sabo and heat because they have laser rangefinders.
I still want
So
it.
no.
I don't care. I will always
No,
say
like,
I want
it's
that.
actually useless though. So, like it's actually useless.
Well, guess what? I don't care.
It's made to knock down buildings.
You
It
act
has
like
no
I
armor
give a
penetration.
fuck about that type of shit. Nah, I want to use it. I use shit
Okay,
that no one,
so
everybody
motherfuckers
says
say that
ain't worth
shit,
a
and
dick.
then they don't use it. You know?
I'm gonna use it. I'll use
No, like
it.
we have been down this road in War Thunder before. Motherfuckers just don't use the shit. Like, hey, add this. Oh, it's fucking garbage. I don't want to use this. Why would you make it garbage? Because that's what it was in real life. It was garbage.
Yeah, it's a siege weapon
I don't
made
give
for
a fuck.
one
I want
purpose:
it. I
fucking
want it.
evaporating a building.
Yeah, I want it.
Not even a
wanna know why?
bunker, a building.
Because sometimes strategically evaporating a building is pretty fucking useful.
You know what? That's the same job as that, but cheaper. A fucking airplane.
Nah, I want my Storm Tiger. Let's go.
No, the Storm Tiger's
I
stupid.
want it.
And also, like, you would shoot, and it would be literally like 2 minutes before you could fire again. So,
don't
like,
care.
everybody knows where you're at now because there's a giant fucking rocket that just launched.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine
And then
with
every
this.
airplane is going to see you from fucking space because you're the biggest moving box ever.
The
Hey,
front of the hull is 150 millimeters at a 25-degree angle, which means if it came in at 6'7", most things could just fucking no-sell you
Go right
and
in
just
front
kill
of it.
you.
Yeah.
I don't care. I really don't.
And then, like, if you
You're
hit
not
one of the
changing
8
my
shells you
mind.
carry.
You're not changing
Nah, but,
my
like,
mind.
listen. Oh, I will, because A, they've already said it's not because it's, like, literally useless.
I don't care. I
Like, they've
want
already
it.
said it's not one half. It's like submarines. Well, they'll
Yeah,
never add submarines. Because everyone's like, hey, cool, submarines. Yeah, it's real cool until you're going 4 mile an hour down, doing through
Yeah,
the whole
like-
battle because you're underwater.
If you want a Sturm Tiger experience, play the fucking broom bar. Like,
I don't
that's
have
as
that
close as
on
you're
lock.
gonna get.
I don't have that unlocked yet. I got
It's
to
a
buy it
premium.
earlier.
It's a
and
premium.
You
it
ain't gonna unlock
fucking-
it. You gotta buy it.
It's gross. It went right through my tank and through
Oh,
another.
it's almost like it shoots heat or something.
I wouldn't know. I don't have it.
It's a large bore gun, so it has HE or heat, and it fires heat most of the time.
You know, it's anti-tank.
Claudio.
You're not gonna make an anti-tank rocket. It's, well, I mean, not in 1940.
That keeps trying to get you to play Men of War.
I mean, yeah, it's in there. If you want to play RTS, by all means.
Yeah,
Good RTS.
and in Men of War, it does its job. It evaporates a building, but like, then it has to reload for 2 minutes, and you've spent however much like requisition points on it to. Yes, you have strategically evaporated whatever fucking defensive position existed, and you could also do that for cheaper with like a mortar. Just a mortar in the same amount of time.
Real life, fucking airplane.
Only the U.S. gets the airstrikes in a Men of War campaign. Sadly.
That's kind of stupid. It's not like Germany had like the. It's like the Germans and Soviets didn't also be like, hey, attack airplanes are cool.
No, the Germans' special abilities that they can call in a Goliath.
The fuck is a
What the
Goliath?
fuck?
It's a remote control bomb.
The
It's a
little tank
remote
thing?
controlled micro tank. Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's
because
basically a remote control tank that, like a little tiny tank that a dude like in a bush would use a remote control. Just fucking drive it underneath the tank and blow it up.
Yeah, that's kind of funny considering that's in 40K with the. It's
Yeah, they
still,
stole that idea from
yeah,
real life.
It's not even a different name. It's still called the Goliath.
So they are also super unreliable and would all like just tip over.
Yeah, or they would get bogged down because their track with.
Or they just shoot them once they knew what they were. Like
yeah,
they'd be the infantry guy. Like I'm gonna shoot that.
Yeah, like an M1 Garand could go through it because it has no armor.
Yeah, they're like, hey, because once everyone got all the novelty, it was like, what's this tiny moving box? And saw it blow up. They're like, oh, okay, we're gonna shoot that. We're make a point of that.
All right, remember, suspicious moving box, shoot. Very easy for
Yeah.
Americans.
Yeah, mostly anything that moves.
Fucking. I want my Sturm Tiger.
Oh yeah, the Goliath can run over infantry in Men of War if they don't get out of the way. It
That's stupid.
insta kills them because it runs them over. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, I'm gonna be real. The Goliath isn't fast enough to run over a person.
Yeah, but it's not, but it can in Men of War.
Like it does like 5 mile an hour, bro. Like it don't do shit. Ugh, video game shit. That reminds me of the game Seek and Destroy, where the Goliath was like a tracking missile you could shoot out of from like your little SD tank.
Hmm.
It would just like mount to the front of your tank. You'd like shoot it out like a fucking bowling ball.
Yeah, so the Germans get the Goliath, and the Russians get. I think you just call in like a wave of reinforcements. It's like infantry and like 1 or 2
Also,
tanks.
it's just a meme.
Yeah, it's like they shout for the motherland, and then a bunch of uncontrollable infantry spawns and runs towards whatever point you designated.
God,
Which means
that's
every
so
time
stupid.
you just tell them to run to the back of the map, and they'll kill anything in their way. So
It's also not like the Soviets like have the most mass-produced plane of all time, and it's a ground attack plane. No, it's not like they didn't also believe in that like us and the Germans. It's mostly just the British and French that weren't really into it, and the Japanese. Kind of bit them in the ass on that one, but
yeah, I mean they had their naval air power, but they didn't have much else.
well, they had naval like bombers. They didn't have attackers.
Yeah,
Like
they had-
it was all level bombing. They barely even had dive bombers. They didn't get one till late in the war. Like that's why like the attack plane is a very like Soviet and American idea.
The one
Yeah,
thing,
for like rockets.
Okay, so low key.
Well, rockets don't have much purpose against ships is the problem. Besides like tiny Tims.
Oh, light
Those are
shipping.
only-
That like it's mostly like
Yeah.
merchant shipping because like they're not armored, so you just blow it up.
So one thing I love about our streams is that we just bounce around on fucking subjects everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, we were just talking about a fucking stupid ass rocket launching tank, and now we're on fucking naval fucking shit.
Well, yeah. Speaking of rockets, Salty, do you know what a tiny Tim is?
I know what a tiny Tim is.
No.
It is an air-launched rocket with a 150-pound warhead in it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's anti-shipping.
Let me see
really
if I can
anti-anything,
I saw old like gun cam footage of them shooting it at an island to test it, and the explosion's fucking massive.
Well, so it's basically the Tiny Tim didn't have one engine. It had like 12 HVAR rocket engines in the back of it because they couldn't figure out how to get it to fly decent. So just keep throwing a bunch of different rocket engines in the back of it. It might work out. Fuck it. Like
Oh,
the British also had what was the British ones called? They had a version of it too.
Jesus, I keep getting stunned. Fuck.
Well, it's not Red Top. I can't remember what it's called. But it's an anti-shipping rocket because you're like, hey, we ain't got to bomb stuff now. We can kind of just shoot and fly away. That'd be cool. Also, the Germans tried to come up with an air-launched guided torpedo in World War II. That was a thing.
Who said that? Potato's like, why do they give deadly weapons silly names? I think it's more of a like to throw people off of what it is.
Yeah, in
Why
case of
some-
intelligence,
Yeah.
like interception.
And also, they're normally ironic names. Fun fact. They're kind of like Italian mafia names. Like when you call someone like Johnny Handsome, he's probably an ugly motherfucker. So,
There you go.
and
Put on
like
gun cam
Johnny
footage.
No Nose, he actually has quite the large nose.
They couldn't find a nickname for me. I'd just be called Fat Bastard because I'm a
He'd be
fat
called
bastard.
Thin.
No.
Oh, it's ironic names. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, Salty would be skinny then.
Yeah. Pencil neck.
I'm a rather
oh
thick
no.
neck though.
Exact ironic names. Salty, you're not kidding.
Irony.
I don't like irony. It's racist.
Unless you call somebody the Greek, and then they're probably Greek.
Rob, do you have any nicknames?
No, not really.
Really?
Well, I mean, Flail. That would
Yeah, I mean, beyond
professional
that,
nickname.
you know.
I have only gotten one nickname that I've ever liked. And it's because I merely haven't told the people my name. I go to lunch at the same place every day when I'm working. And half the time they're like, "Do you want a bag?" I was like, "No, I got pockets." And I just shove
Johnny
like,
No Bag.
So your nickname's Pockets.
I'm pockets. Yep. Because I don't tell them my name. I like it. No one else is called that, so it's
I
like
have,
I'm identified.
Okay,
as
so Wooly's Star Wars character was called Pocket. In KOTOR from Super Best
from
Friends.
fucking KOTOR, they're like 30-year-old women that work there. I don't think they've played KOTOR.
No, I was sorry because everyone. That's what I think of when I think of Pockets. It's
Eh,
it's
most of the women I know
what-
played KOTOR are closer to 40.
Really?
okay.
yeah, it's almost like
Yeah.
all KOTOR came out like 2002 or something.
Uh-huh.
But hey, we're getting that remake, maybe. At least it's gonna get farther than that fucking David Cage game, dude. That's already dead.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, to be fair, I didn't want David Cage anywhere near Star Wars. It's convoluted enough. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Was that the?
That was Eclipse. That was Star Wars
Oh,
Eclipse.
okay. Oh yeah, Eclipse. What was the other one?
Where they have the dudes playing the fucking drums and shit, and they used all their budget on that.
What was the one that was supposed to come out a while ago? Like 13 or something?
1313. It's supposed to be about
Yeah,
Boba
13,
Fett.
13.
Yeah. That was like
It's
the
gonna be the
last
first
thing
M-rated.
LucasArts was working on, I think.
Yeah. It was going to be the first M-rated Star Wars game, and they didn't want to give away who it was, so they put a generic protagonist in, and it was not actually going to be him. It was
Yeah.
going to be a Boba Fett game. There's also a Darth Maul game that might have got an M rating that they were also working on.
I think I remember
but
seeing them all.
George Lucas tried to fuck that one up super hard.
Mm.
With, like,
Felt
stupid
you,
ideas of
seemed to
his.
have just been pushed out of the way by the gun tanks. That's a little rude of him.
Man, it's really fucking bad when the dude is like, oh, we can't put Wookiees in, let's settle for fucking Ewoks, and the dude who made Jar Jar Binks is looking like a better fucking strategic mind than Disney.
Well, remember, Disney did Finn dirty, so I can never forgive them for any Star Wars shit ever.
I understand.
I mean,
this.
it's almost like they wanted Chinese money or something. Hey, you know.
China, we need your favor so we can film Mulan next to your concentration camps.
Hey, China, how
Rob.
big do you want this non-Chinese
Yeah.
person to be on your poster? Oh, real little? Okay.
Little Joe Patton's asking about your mom.
She's doing okay. Things are just gradually getting better. She's still getting cramps in that right leg, but she's in pretty good health otherwise, I think. She's doing all right.
Have
So
you-
Well, that's good.
Okay, so here's a question: have they tried the that electric muscle exercise or relaxant thing?
they tried that on her arm after the stroke, and it just made her miserable. So we had nobody's really just suggested it again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tase your arm to make it work. Let's see if it works.
Shock therapy.
But yeah, never forget the scene in Iron Man. What was it? 3, where like Tony falls in like the random American city after he gets his shit kicked in. In the Chinese version, there was a bunch of Chinese doctors that saved him.
Mm-hmm.
So never
know
forget
in,
like the Chinese. It's so good to see like Disney and all them get fucked over in China now, though, because it's just like you never should have tried to appeal to them in the first place.
I know in one of the Star Wars movies, in one of the new ones, they blow up a ship or something, and there's a bunch of them are like all happy and stuff, and there's a pair of women making out in the background. I know that was deleted from the they just like skip that cut in the Chinese version.
It
And
was.
you
The
just
funny
gotta-
thing is, in the English version, from what I've heard, it's immediately followed by a
Oh yeah, the
shot
slug.
of
The
just some-
slug
yeah,
that looks
just some-
really disappointed.
Yeah, it's just and it lasts twice as long as this controversial kiss they had to cut out of the Chinese version. Just random slug gets twice as much twice as
Hold
much
on,
screen
I
time.
can put it in general game chat.
But-
You're gonna need to, so I can understand what
But
the
yeah,
fuck
I
you're
just love
talking
that they
about.
did all this shit to appeal to China, and now they have openly gay characters, which is fine. I don't care about that. China fucking does though. So they're not super thrilled about that. And all the Middle Eastern countries that are pretty orthodox that also are not super happy about that. But you make more in Chicago on opening weekend than you do all them countries combined. So why was it even trying to release there?
Yeah, I mean, there's other movies that have done well in China, but as my Transformers, as I understand, tend to do very well in China. But
Because they like big robots.
yeah, but it's my understanding that as a series, Star Wars has never done particularly well there.
Yeah, I don't think they're into sci-fi that much.
Yeah,
It's weird. I can't think of like a big Chinese sci-fi property.
Also, like an awful lot of places, they went through a phase there where they were really big into American movies, and then they just
Stop.
ramped up production on their own.
Yeah, kind of like a Bollywood thing.
Because
But unlike Bollywood, it's actually like somewhat watchable. Bollywood action movies are the fucking best because they're so awful, but it's like 80s action movies, so it's fine.
I do
Like
feel bad about.
I'm okay with what?
I do feel bad about Bruce Willis though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that sucks when you get like Alzheimer's and shit.
Yeah, aphasia is rough. It's really difficult to deal with.
You should get on Jada Pinkett Smith's show and talk about her alopecia is like a life-threatening disease or nothing because she can't grow her hair,
Or, keep it in her fucking pants and not cheat.
No, her problem's not her keeping it in her pants. It's 8 guys not keeping it in theirs. That's the problem. Oh, man, that shit. And it's gonna be like the messiest divorce ever. You think the Johnny Depp and Heather, whatever her name is, right now, or Amber, whatever her name is right now, is bad. No, that Jada Pinkett Smith shit and Will Smith is gonna be bad. I don't watch much, but I just keep seeing news lines of like how Johnny Depp is like the most hilarious motherfucker in this courtroom.
Yeah, I've been watching it, and they have nothing on Johnny. I really honestly feel bad for the guy because he's just.
Well, he was getting abused. Yeah, it does go both ways.
Well, that's the thing. Like all she had to do is just say that he abused her, and it ruined his fucking life. But now, like, even though all this proof is coming out against Amber, they're still fucking going after it. Like, it's over. The proof, they got audio proof and pictures.
Yep.
And he's shit in their bed, apparently. I saw that headline, too.
Like, why is this even a fucking thing anymore at this point?
Because they still have to finish the trial. It's
there's the legal process of things.
Yeah, it's pretty damaging against Heather. So his countersuit or whatever he has against her is going to win. It's just they still have to finish.
They have to rack up all the time and all the testimonies from everyone so that they're in databases and that kind of thing. Because then when he makes the countersuit, he just has to go, oh, we don't have to redo this all over again. You can just look at old pieces of evidence and say, yeah, this is, compensation for emotional damages and physical
abuse.
Physical abuse, yeah.
See, like, the fact that no one believed him at first, even though she has a history of abusing people. Like, she abused her girlfriend back in the day a lot. She shouldn't have been believed in the first place.
With abuse claims currently, there's a lot of valid ones, and then there's there's a lot of, and in general, like a lot of the valid ones, especially like with the early part of the Me Too movement, a lot of that was valid. Like this shit got buried for years. Yeah, there's a lot of valid claims, but the problem is there's the occasional one that's falsified.
Who was old boy for the NFL that like as soon as he got a massive contract, like 18 chicks came out and said they abused him and they were all fucking lying?
I don't
remember.
It was very recent. I can't remember who it was. The ones in college that he was accused of, they're pretty fucking valid, but the ones that like after he got like a $238 million contract, it's like, wonder why you're coming forward with this now. It's not like you saw him on the news or nothing, right?
I don't know. This shit's shady. I don't like it. I don't know. I feel like this is gonna hopefully start opening people's eyes that like.
It goes both ways. But I mean, to be fair, in general, like especially in Hollywood, it's mostly old men in power, and it's been like that for decades.
Yeah.
What's
like old growth men.
Politicians and old guys diddle kids? Well, I'm surprised.
No, politicians just fuck each other, like that dude who tried to say he had a wide stance in the bathroom when he was slightly gay. Well, he's studying brave for doing that now, but 15 years ago, yeah, not so much.
The only thing I remember recently that I've ever given a shit from about politics is there was like Hungarian politician that had like very anti-gay sentiments and then was found fleeing from a gay orgy where they were using drugs and shit.
Well, it's almost like Jimmy doth protest too much.
That's the only one I remember, but I thought it was pretty fucking funny.
Man, Eastern European politics is fucking wild. I can't even.
They are wild. They are legitimately wilding over there.
If you ever want to go down a horrible fucking rabbit hole, look up like Serbian war music and like Croatian war music, like or folk music, because like they were all part of not Serbia, but what was it called? Country it used to be with Tito. I remember Tito. I can't remember the country's name.
Tito.
That was their leader. He was the only communist leader to have strong ties to the West and China because he pissed Stalin off so bad Stalin tried to have him killed.
Oh shit.
And he's like, well, fuck you guys then. I'm going to go work with the West. And then like the West is like, hey, we want you to do something. No, fuck you. I'm going to go work with China. Which, to be fair, he did keep that country together because as soon as he died, it broke into a horrible, horrible civil war.
Yeah.
God, I can't remember because it's the Croatians, the Serbians. I can't remember what that country was called when it was all together.
Gotta be careful when boosting.
It wasn't Yugoslavia, right?
Yeah, it was a breakup of Yugoslavia. Yeah,
Was it?
That's what
Okay.
it was. Yeah, the breakup of Yugoslavia, which is still kind of a thing right now, and it's a very deep rabbit hole of just the worst humans can be. But then they made fucking really hot, like, 80s folk music diss tracks about each other. And it's the weirdest shit ever. They have, like, fucking, like, super electric accordion.
What?
Yeah,
sounds awesome.
it's called, what's the genre? Turbo folk music.
I'm
It's
gonna
called turbo folk music.
I'm gonna have to check this
Okay.
shit out. This sounds awesome.
And like, you know that old accordion meme of like the dude going and that's like that accordion song that plays in all the memes and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like everyone involved with that was like a fucking massive war criminal. It's like just going and like killing entire villages and burying them and shit. So yeah, deep rabbit hole that just goes nowhere nice.
Wow, war crimes. Cool.
War.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
But no, it's just like everyone just uses this meme because like it's like this really serious faced accordion guy. That's so weird. Yeah, no, he's like a fucking war criminal that produces a war criminal too. So yeah,
Please don't let them stop the war. It's very profitable for us.
I don't think it was profitable for them. I'm gonna be I'm gonna level with you.
Well,
I don't
it
think
was
it worked out
profitable
for
for arms dealers. So
It kind of wasn't because they already had all the stuff.
yeah, I mean,
It was all the
sometimes they
left
won't
over
though.
Soviet shit. You know what I mean? They kind of just used it all.
Yeah.
Because that's what I mean. It's just like a lot of the arms dealers don't have to give them nothing because the Soviets fucking gave them shit in the 80s. They still have.
What's the little
It's-
vertical panel on the shotgun that's like sticking up, or is that your like Dom's thumb?
No,
I think it's supposed to be like an iron sight,
Yeah,
but they made it look like a fucking M79 for some reason.
Yeah, it looks like a fold-up sight from a fucking grenade launcher.
Yeah, the model kits
It's
have
not-
that too.
It's not the shell ejection port that's farther back.
But yeah, it was weird. I was reading about Yugoslavia because they tried to make their own tanks when the Soviets were pissed at them. Didn't get very far. The Americans gave them a bunch of stuff, and then, like I said, the West got kind of mad at them, so they cozied up to China when like Russia and China were about to get in a nuclear war. So they were always in a weird spot, Yugoslavia.
I like how dickheads trying to fucking West attempts to give what's their name? The Ukrainians any more weapons will fucking start using nukes. Like, go ahead.
Yeah, that won't end well for anybody. And it's just saber run. Like Putin plays as unhinged. He's not stupid. He knows if something bad like that happens, it's not going to go well for anybody. Period. He was in the KGB. He knows how it goes. He's stupid though. He's stupid as fuck. Because I don't know why you would do that. But I mean, to be fair, the Cuban Missile Crisis was this like exact fucking thing back in the day.
Oh, I'm out of ammo on my rocket pad. I'm stupid.
Because the only reason the fucking Russians put nuclear missiles in Cuba is because NATO put nuclear missiles in Turkey, like on their fucking doorstep, which was probably pointed at Ukraine. So it's literally second verse, same as the first, but 50 years later.
I might not be able
'Cause
to
if
do
you
this mission on fucking hard.
You might not be able. But yeah, like if Ukraine joined NATO, I guarantee they would have put something fucking big right on Russia's doorstep just to piss them off. Because that's what we do. That's the Cold War mentality. We just do it to piss off people. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, it is maddening how bad Russia is at this.
The fact that they haven't taken over Ukraine is
Because they can't. They actually fucking can't. They can kind of reduce it to rubble, but they can't occupy it. They can't. There are so many fucking horror stories of like what the Russians went into combat with because they were told up until the point that they weren't going into combat.
yeah.
So they sold off all their fucking food and fuel on the black market. So like that's why there was that massive fuel problem because they fucking sold it because they were told they weren't going to go into combat. And then like all the fucking shells they're finding in captured Russian tanks are like minted in 1984 and would like be terrible for anti-tank duty nowadays, even against like themselves.
Yeah.
Because the tank might be from 84, but it's been upgraded in like 2010. So it's like it won't even penetrate itself, which is what it's fighting in general. And like the last study I saw when I was like actually following it is the Ukrainians actually have more tanks than what they started with because of how many of them ran out of gas or were just abandoned by inexperienced crews.
Yeah.
On the Russian side.
That's my favorite part is they're just fucking hijacking Russian tanks.
Local,
Well, they didn't have
local
they're just
Ukrainian
taking them off
farmers.
the road. They abandoned them. They're just like, oh, we can't do anything with it. Bye.
Fucking
Or
send
they-
it.
Fucking
they
left
get-
it there.
They get bogged down in the mud or something.
Yeah,
they
the
can't
Russian
get
shit's getting
unstuck.
stuck in the mud, which is the biggest irony of all time.
Just get the fucking John Deere out here. Let's go, boys.
Well, just like everything's like, oh, like going back to the World War II stuff, like, oh, Germany couldn't win because it got stuck in the mud and all this Russian ruggedness shit. The Russians are getting stuck in fucking mud 70 years later. Like,
It all comes around.
terrible. It's terrible.
It all comes full circle.
I think we all agree that hopefully soon it'll be resolved peacefully and all that. I just don't see it happening.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see
Hopefully it is. But I mean, Russia's eventually just going to run out of money.
Yeah,
They're going to have to stop eventually.
Considering that their cash is only worth 1 penny for us, so.
Well, okay, yeah, I mean, their cash was never good, but they don't deal in their cash on an international level. They deal in gold and oil. So, like, that isn't... Like, it's hurting the actual, like, Russian person and hurting the banks in Russia and all that. But, like, in terms of, like, the government able to do business, no. They also had, I want to say, $50 billion in American bills saved back in case sanctions happened, and then they did. So, we're playing the long game, if anything. But I mean, we're like what month and a half into it, and they're no closer to Kiev than they were in the first week.
Yep.
So it's like, it's not looking good, bud. I want to point out, like, I don't necessarily agree with the amount of money we're giving them, but they're going to be the 11th biggest military budget in the world when we give them that money.
Mm.
It's going to be big. For reference, I think they'll be tied with South Korea, which they're next to North Korea, so that should tell you how much they spend on their military. It's quite a bit.
We do have to worry about China, though. From what I'm hearing, they're kind of about to be doing the same thing for Taiwan.
Yeah.
Okay,
they're definitely gonna try something with Taiwan
They're
eventually.
saber rattling and threatening it, but they're watching this very closely, and they're seeing Russia not do good, and they're like, "Damn, we might not either."
Yeah, they
'Cause
might
what-
not
all
want
the-
to do an over a fucking channel invasion too. The logistics of that fucking blows. Like it's easy to bring things in by sea, but like if there's any amount of guerrilla tactics happening at sea, one sea mine can sink a ship because it breaks the
Well,
keel.
It also doesn't help that, like, in the last 20 years, we were teaching the Taiwanese how to make anti-ship missiles. You know,
Yeah.
like that's kind of their main thing right now. But
Yeah,
like
and, like-
the Chinese are looking at because like all the Chinese stuff they stole from like their fire control and stuff is all us, but all of their like chassis and ammo kind of stuff it's all Soviet based. So they're looking at all the failures of the Soviet tanks or Soviet era tanks right now, and they're like, "Fuck, we need to rethink this."
You really do get to just roam around as a hill dolpher. It's
Yeah.
rad.
Yeah, it's zooming.
And it's got a unique transformation for it. Unlike GBO,
And again, it's
GBO
all-
doesn't do it. So, like,
Yeah,
what's the
they don't.
transformation?
But yeah, like everyone's freaking out, like, oh, we're gonna go to nuclear war. I mean, A, if we do, you won't live long enough to care. And B, no one's that stupid. You had Kim Jong-il in North Korea with nukes for like 50 years and he didn't do dick. So you're probably fine. And like I said, if it does happen, you won't live long enough to worry about it. So don't worry about it either way for those who are actually afraid of it.
You know,
It's just like,
Russia ain't gonna do it.
China's not going to do it because, like, China likes money. You know what I mean? Like, hey, give me no fucking money in the war. And that's the other thing. Like, everyone's just like, oh, it'll just be a lunatic. No, like, no, once the genie's out of the bottle, it's the green light to everybody.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't actively, like, just massively retaliate, that's a green light for them to do whatever they want. So that's why even with all these other nations that have nuclear weapons, like India and Pakistan, you would be worried about that more than Russia and us right now. It's not like they haven't fought like 3 wars in the last fucking 40 years and all have nuclear weapons. But yeah, no, it could happen, but don't worry about it. There's enough other like day-to-day shit you could be stressing out about instead of thermonuclear war. Like, you're good.
Like gas prices.
Yeah.
Thanks, Biden.
I don't know, man.
I think
It's very
I think
complicated.
It would have happened with either president, no matter who.
It would have happened with anybody
forgot.
because the Saudis don't want to play ball.
Yeah,
I forgot the 105 millimeter for the Hadafer is Garbo.
very
Yeah,
slow
it's pretty
fire.
not great. But no, it's the U.S.-Saudi relations are probably the worst it's fucking been ever. And we installed a puppet king over there at one time, so it's pretty fucking bad. But it's bad with all the West. It's not just us. They're actively watching what happens in Russia and Ukraine as well, because if Russia ends up getting kind of the dub, they're going to switch their support to Russia. They've been actively talking about that, so it's interesting to watch it unfold. But I don't think anything major will come of it.
Rob, what's your
Other
take
than
on
like
it?
what?
I have no idea what even to say. I
mean-
seriously do not.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny seeing people our age, because like Rob and me are kind of the oldest. I think you might be the oldest, right, Rob?
Mm-hmm.
But like you grew up at the end of the Cold War. Like this is kind of same song and dance, but it's just like people who are like younger members of my family's age who are not into history, and like this is just freaking the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like we were on this fucking road for 50 years. Like,
Yeah.
we're fine.
Like, and
We're-
this is why our parents were insane.
Yeah, this is why the 80s was just spend money and have fun.
Uh-huh.
Because the 80s, if you look, for the younger members, the 80s were fucking wild. Like, on a geopolitical scale, like it was fucking terrible. And the 90s weren't much better, to be fair. Everyone was
No.
just bummed out after the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when all
'Cause,
the
like,
world conspiracies started kicking up.
But no,
Well, that's
okay,
when all the terrorism came in, domestic and
Well,
foreign.
yeah.
Because there was a power vacuum. It just got super fucking depressing for everybody. Not to mention, there's still Soviet nukes that aren't accounted for, but you know.
Isn't there
You know.
like an unaccounted American nuke too?
There is at least 20.
Ugh.
Yeah. There's a
Okay.
fair
Well,
few.
not unaccounted for, but Broken Arrow. They know where they're at generally.
Oh, I don't.
But that only goes up to 1979, so there's probably more.
I don't.
So-
I don't like that.
So, but the Soviet level, it might be up to 200.
Ugh.
Yeah, don't think about it too hard. But what were you saying, Rob?
Yeah, what was I saying?
Something about the 90s.
It wasn't about the 90s. It was just in terms of the insanity. So I was modding Fallout 4 on my PC for a while there, and
Good game to mod.
It It is, and I downloaded like a bunch of different radio stations, including like an actual, like '60s pre-recorded military radio.
That's cool.
It is cool, and it's also just
Super
absolutely
depressing.
bonkers. Just the fact that these songs about just rather see the world destroyed than be communist, and it's like
That
seriously.
was
I
the
mean-
mindset. That was legitimately the mindset.
Yeah, that was the mindset, and that is insane. That is
I mean, but that
literally
just shows how
insane.
far we've come. Because like when wars were fought back in the day, I'm talking like before Civil War and stuff like that. They weren't over until the other side was dead, and I mean everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So like the fact that we actually pull our punches and shit now shows how far humanity's come.
Yeah. But yeah, just I could not. I had to uninstall that because listening to that channel for more than like 10, 20 minutes at a time was just genuinely terrifying.
You know what
It-
the
it
scariest shit is?
What's that?
The United States and Soviet Union had plans to continue the war after a nuclear exchange
Mm-hmm.
for like the next couple months. I knew everyone's gonna die eventually, but they're like, no, this is what we're gonna do is after everything goes down, and like whoever's left, this is what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, no, like the actual like post nuclear exchange plans are the wildest shit ever. Because then it's just green light. It's just the like Scooby Doo level fucking plans of just stupid shit. And like I said, it's green light now. Like you can do whatever the fuck you want. So world's over.
Mm-hmm.
That poor Gundam ground type.
One of them was an Easy 8, if I'm not mistaken.
You just put that gun right against his fucking cockpit and pull the trigger.
I mean, yeah, get rid of it, bro.
Fucking gun tanks. I think we're gonna call it
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I think this is a good time.
I gotta go and do
Gun
my
tank-
fucking dailies anyway.
Yeah, gun tanks are hard.
Nothing like having unlimited fucking range.
Yeah, and
See-
gun tank. When you're in the fucking movie Wanted, but you're just a gun tank, when you can curve a fucking shell around a wall.
Well, not just that. They also have their shells don't drop.
No, they're literally infinite range and tracking. Like they will do a fucking like big parabolic arc, but on its side to track you. Like it's awful. And if you get stunned, like not even a damaging stun, but just stunned, they will just pile on, and it's very annoying.
Yeah, like the one you got on top of the hill the one time is the Gelgoog. They literally just insta-killed you from the fucking across the map because they fired because they knew you were gonna crest.
It really
Well,
can
yeah.
be that way.
They didn't know he was going to crest. They were shooting the side of the mountain the whole time he
Oh,
was
yeah.
there.
They're just shooting the whole time.
Fucking dust this bitch.
Like literally, I'm just gonna shell the mountain because I can lock onto you because I'm AI, and I'm just gonna shoot this one spot until it eventually hits you.
But yeah, I want to thank you guys for coming and watching. It was really fun. Sorry that I didn't finish the Xeon site on normal. That'll be next week. But yeah, if you want to support the channel, there's Patreon. There's also Super Chat. Make sure you check out Rob's channel. Viz also posts sometimes. His fuck, how do you spell your name? It's
Like-
Viz and then Karen.
VISCARIN.
That's his channel's name. So you go ahead and check that out if you guys want to. Anything you guys want to add?
Brush your teeth before bed.
Have a great week
sometime
and
in
just
the
take
morning.
things day by day.
Yeah, that's as good an answer as any.
But anywho, I hope you guys have a fantastic Saturday night, and we shall talk to you guys later.
Take care.
I love you.